Okay, so welcome everybody to the concluding part of what has been a fantastic 2.5 days of dialogue sessions at the Pacific Basin Economic Council's Annual Dialogues 2022. Obviously, my name is Michael Walsh, for those who weren't aware of who I am and watching out on live there broadcasting. I'm the CEO of the Pacific Basin Economic Council. And what a wonderful 2.5 days we've had. We are celebrating, and what a way to celebrate our 55th anniversary since our establishment. So what were the main sort of missions, if you like, that PBEC hoped to facilitate over the last few days? Well, we really looked at, bringing together cross-border business leaders, exchanging some cultural experiences and business know-how, as well as providing opportunities for high-level engagement with governments from across APEC. We are pleased to have been able to uphold our root values and missions through this annual dialogue summit, where we brought together over 75 business leaders from government as well as academic backgrounds, who were able to provide valuable insights from across 22 different curated sessions, 21 of which were live. This year's theme was sustainability, or sustainable economic growth in the age of complexity. And we have attempted to address some key challenges and approaches that are being taken by organizations across the region in APEC, but with a sustainability lens as a priority. We explored the importance of building trust, bringing inclusion, education, and diversity on board and onto boards itself. This can be encouraged by and must include the voice of a collaborative youth. A network spanning across various borders and industries is also a very key component that came out of today's and the last 2 days' discussions. In this age of innovation, there is need for being more entrepreneurial, exploring new areas and being confident enough to take risks. The circularity of finite resources, the SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, is a matter of prime importance now, and sustainability is on track to become potentially known as regenerative in the development goals. So a new phrase could now be unlocked from what our summit came up with, which was RDG, a new acronym. Instead of SDG, moving to RDG. So from sustainability to regenerative. We've heard that through many different sessions, especially around tourism and a recovery from COVID. Now is the time is not only to sustain, but improve on what we're doing. So an example of leaving a place better than as you found it. And what better way but to learn from our island friends to lead on climate mitigation and adaptation and efforts, utilizing the technology that is now available and data that flows cross-border. And that's something that must be protected, is the free flow of data, especially pertinent data that allows all of this targets to be achieved. So islanders know best, and that are able to transfer some of those standards and best practices. So such dialogues like ours, and following APEC, ASEAN, G20, should continue to be a gateway to the next steps that involve execution and navigation. So less talking, more action, which involves having a clearer roadmap to achieve all the targets set by individual countries and corporations at the latest COP, and making financing available. ESG must come closer to what we likely will be renamed SDGs in RDGs in the future. So that's the environmental social governance must come closer to what will become the regenerative development goals in the future. They are not mutually exclusive. They should be coming together by all investors and corporations to see how they can implement it into their strategies and policies. Financial institutions and the insurance sector need to facilitate the transition we are now in, and cannot be seen to abandon or make it prohibitively expensive due to the unfair risk profiles in sectors or companies, because these companies require our help and we have to be patient through this transition, providing the adequate funding in order to allow the lights to remain on in certain countries. And obviously, it's a difficult time to address some of this due to the volatility in geopolitics and security of food and energy, but we mustn't be distracted. Finally, we must take cohesive actions. The importance of engagement cannot be underestimated, and physical contact. So even though we've used technology to connect on this particular summit, which allowed over long distances to come together, it still is very much a need and a request from both our members and the wider community to engage face to face and understand each other's cultural exchanges and how to do business in a particular country and region. So coming full circle on a lot of the themes that were discussed over the 2.5 days, big things is trust. Trust is where it starts. Governance ahead of environmental and social, because without governance, the E and S cannot be achieved to its fullest extent. And of course, COVID has highlighted the importance of health, both in our physical health, but just as importantly in our mental health, in order to keep on a positivity roadmap to achieve what is a vast inbox for many leaders to challenge and to address. And we couldn't do it without our family support. And I think a lot of cultural, a lot of the cultures in Asia, family lies at the heart of everything. And therefore we should utilize and tap those networks and our family support in order to achieve what we want to achieve as well as entrepreneurs, as business leaders and the like. So it is now our time to act. No more wasting time. We must look to live in a more exciting, as we live in the most exciting and challenging areas of the world in APAC. There exist tons of opportunities to be explored, but these now need to be viewed through our newfound green lenses. We're on the path to a trade-led recovery, despite a recession perhaps on the horizon, but we must push back against that and speed up our actions now. No more waiting to be told, just need to take the plunge. And as our last session, and as Natalie mentioned, and Pat, that we need to take the initiative and not be waiting to be told. That being said, to delve deeper and gain further insights into what our speakers had to say directly, we are proud to be able to provide all the recorded sessions for free to all of our members, to our wider community and to the general public, because now is a time for inclusion and learning from each other and coming together. It's only available for a limited period though, so get online and find it. We'll be making some announcements on our social media official channel, on our YouTube. So look out for all of PBEC's channels to engage. And I also want to emphasize, if you want to get involved, then contact me directly. Reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can find me very easily, or at my email, michael.walsh@pbec.org. So that's it for this year. What a wonderful 2.5 days of engagement and dialogue and sharing of expertise. We have got a lot to digest from all of that and to bring forward in our own efforts coming for the next 12 months as we head towards a USA-led APEC chair. And we hope to see you physically in a hybrid event this time next year in San Francisco. So for now, from the CEO of PBEC, thank you so much for joining all of our sessions, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.